Dude, that was a pretty unreal game. Yeah, that's great and all, but answer me this. Was I on the wrong side of the screen last time? You might be on the wrong side of the screen now. Should we go back and look? Nah. Let's go! Do you have a humiliation kick? This is all I ask you to do. I'm having a great finger flick. You're allowed to show up. This team is ruining my life. I'm taking crazy pills. With you, wherever you are, welcome to LFR. Victory puppies, buddy! I'm gonna give you a treat for every game that the Leafs have scored a power play goal in. Yeah, that's how they looked in the first three. Hey guys, I'm gonna do my best to make it through this video. I've come down with a case of the passion! Leafs win! 6-2! Woo! Woof! Over the LA Kings. Oh, chicken soup for the Leaf fans' soul. Penalty kill? Penalty killing it. Power play? Doesn't stink. Matthews, who's had enough scoring chances that he should have like 8 goals, has scored a goal. Bobby McMann, better than Connor McDavid. 3 goals to 0. Oh, what? You don't believe in numbers? You one of those eye test clowns? Listen. We're 4 games into the season. But they're 3-1, and oh, there's a lot to like. So let's talk about it. This LFR brought to you by my book. Oh, there it is. My book. I wrote a book. Not that one. That's the first one. This one. Hockey Rants and Raves. It officially came out October 15th. Buy it! Steve, when are you gonna do a book signing in my neighborhood? I'm getting to that! But we'll talk about the game first, because I got a lot to say about that. Big update. Heading into this game, as Leafs fans, we had too many Leaf fan tendencies. And honestly, that tends to happen when we have too much time off. There are a few days off between games, and what do we talk about? We hyper-fixate on Timothy Liljegren, who's probably gonna play in a game, and oh, look at that, he played in a game. And we didn't know it until today, but Dave Riddick in net. And you might be like, okay, well, he's not that good. He had a good season last year, but really? That's who we're afraid of? Yes! He's a former Leaf, enough said. All bets are off. Trevor Moore, I don't care that he was in a 15-goal game where he got 0 points. He's about to turn into Sidney Crosby. The only reason Joel Edmondson didn't score is he wasn't there. But those worries, those are the free space. Here's what I was thinking about heading into this game, because obviously the Leafs got to get off the power play schneid. They got to fix that. But I think too much about the Leafs' opponent. I think about the Leafs playing to their opponent and their style and their game, which is that accidental? No, I don't think it's accidental. I think it's ingrained because it's what the Leafs have done for years. So I'm sitting here thinking, all right, the Kings gave up a ton of goals the other day, so they're probably going to tighten it up and they're going to figure it out. They're not worried about scoring goals. They're worried about keeping them out of their net. And not, oh, the Kings are on a road trip. Oh, the Kings are having a bit of a rough go of it. Oh, the Leafs have every conceivable advantage because they're at home. They should win this game. God, I think that's my favorite thing about Craig Berube. The Leafs keep going out and getting someone to coach the Leafs, and that's a mistake. You know what you need? A coach. Someone who doesn't worry about all that crap. We're gonna win because we should. Now get after it. Timothy Liljegren, the headline, getting into the lineup in this one, but Max Pacioretty coming out of the lineup. With John Tavares coming in, that means Ryan Reeves stays in. Bobby McMann, who began the season as a healthy scratch, don't forget, stays in. Nick Robertson stays in. Steven Lorentz, I can't imagine ever being a scratch again. It's just different looks. And as long as we're talking about guys who are never gonna get scratched again, Bobby McMann! On paper, I saw McMann, Domi, Nylander, and I'm like, ooh, that works. That's like a classic video game line. You get Nylander, he's your super skilled shooter, your sniper build, if you will. Max Domi, he's your playmaker. Bobby McMann, that's your classic power forward. Do you want to see how well it was working out for them? I love a screenshot where they score and you could tell they could have scored in more than one way. They have a bit of a flurry, puck leaves the zone, they get back on side, and the Kings are already back against the wall. This is not a good start for them. Puck sent over to Max Domi, who maybe could have scored himself, except it's Max Domi and he's not gonna shoot. And look at this! They're all around it. Go to the net! Just like Craig Berube said, there's Max Domi, side of the net. Gets it across to Nylander. He could score. He's right there at the side of the net. Bobby McMann in the slot. No one's got him. Go to the net! Puck ends up going to Bobby. He snipes it. And hey, if your fantasy team sucks, Max Domi, 4 assists already. But your fantasy team doesn't suck. Why would your fantasy team suck? What's that? You used your first pick on Auston Matthews. I hope shots are worth a lot of points in your league. But he finally bags one. Dude, each successive game, 1, 2, 3, 4, the Nyes, Matthews, Marner line looks good and better and better and better. And Matthews, I'd be worried about the zeros across the board if it didn't look like he could have had half a dozen goals already. Hilariously, on this one, he gets a great feed from Marner in a great spot, and he whiffs on it entirely before settling the puck down and scoring basically out of rage. Like, just, oh, son of a... There's one of the zeros off the board. The power play is next, but Auston Matthews is this team. The captain on his road to 70. Is that how we head into intermission? It's not! Well, no, because Bobby McMann saw that and said, oh no, Auston Matthews is only 1 goal behind me. That can't stand. Because he rules! William Nylander, great play at the defensive blue line, steals it, shoots up the ice, but not as fast as Bobby McMann. No one knows how fast Bobby McMann is, it seems. You want to see another funny one? Look at this! Oh, the Kings are nowhere close. Dude, those guys are barely bending their knees. They're like, ah, nuts. Look at that. Look at, you're not catching that. Rittich overcommits, snipes, and nice little celly from Bobby McMann. I think that one felt really good. I mean, they all feel really good. They're goals in the NHL. But remember his first goal? Jake Markstrom should have had it. He didn't, but he should have. His first goal of this game, you're like, well, the goalie wasn't like in his net, and they're sort of supposed to be. This goal, oh, it's a nice goal. Uses his speed to overtake the defense. He gets the goalie to bite. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. You go to bed feeling pretty good about that one. And now, with that goal, Bobby McMann is almost a goal-a-game player? Nope. Goal-a-game player. Steve, they've played 4 games. He has only played 3 because he was healthy scratched in the first game where they were shut out, by the way. And that's probably never going to happen again because he's on pace for 81 goals this season. And I say he doesn't. And that's how we head into first intermission. Unless, did the Kings have anything to say? They didn't. Why didn't the Kings have anything to say? Oh, because when Anthony Stolarz is in net, shh. Do you hear that? No. No, you don't. Oh, it's nice, eh? Dude, I don't know what the future for this guy is. I don't know if he's going to be the backup to Woll, a tandem goalie, or if he's just going to straight up be the starter. Peace and tranquility when Anthony Stolarz is in net. So, that's a good period, but you can't let your foot off the gas. What do you got for me? Well, the Kings taking back a little bit of ground, but it's almost like offensively, these guys just shook off the cobwebs in one fell swoop, and they're feeling it. Max Domi picking up assist number 5 on this one, gives it to Jake McCabe. Amazing read between 2 guys who aren't even on a pair together. McCabe on the right side, left-handed shot, throws it on at a streaking Morgan Riley, who just kind of scoots in there like, no one thinks I'm gonna do this. But he did! He did do it, and he gets his first of the season. Look at that, there's another 1 on the board, and another 0 off. Riley, no longer at 0. Scores. Nylander, no longer at 0 assists. That feels like a made-up stat, but he had no assists before that second McMann goal. Matthews, he's got a goal. Oh, and his 200th of his career. That's so silly. By the way, that's part of the reason why I think the Matthews could maybe outscore Ovi talk is a little premature. Like, I don't care what pace he's scoring at. He needs another 650 goals to just still be behind Ovi, who is still behind Gretzky. But the fact we're even talking about it is goofy. The 1-0 that has not come off the board is the power play. And earlier in this game, the Leafs have a power play, and it's a good power play, and no one cares because they didn't score, and it made them 0 for 10. Something about 0 for double digits that makes it a thing. Camera lingers on Mark Savard a little long. And there's definitely an air of, all right, let's bag one. And they finally do! And after all the fancy passing, the skating around the perimeter, everything that they've done, do you want to see what made it go in? Look at this. Look at it. This is Willie shooting it from the top of the face-off circle, and yes, it's a really good shot, but it's Mitch! It's Mitch! Like one of the smallest guys on the team, blocking the goalie, screening him perfectly. It's Phoenix Copley now, by the way. The Leafs are running the show. What did Berube say? What did here? One sec. Let me check. Go to the net. It does not matter. Very literally does not matter who you are. Do you want Mitch Marner in a net front battle all the time? Perhaps not. Matthew Knies is huge and seems to really like the role. But sometimes, especially when you have the man advantage, the other team forgets you exist. Love it from Mitch. Greasy, the Daryl Boyce assist. And actually, he did pick up a secondary assist on this one, so never mind. The Leafs finally score a power play goal. Auston Matthews, by the way, picking up his first assist of the season on that one, and zeros dropping off the board, and they're up 5-0. And this is the moment Craig Berube took over. This is the moment Craig Berube put his stamp on this team. Because less than 3 minutes into the third, you got a 5-0 lead. Oh no, there's a 0 off the board. Stolarz, the shutout bid is ruined. Alex Turcotte scores his first of the season for the Kings. Huh, do we care? I don't know. Do we care? They're up 4 goals. Does a little Leaf fan party it go, oh no? Yes, of course it does. But the voice is quiet enough at 4 goals up that you ignore it. Still less than halfway through the period, Kevin Fiala puts one in the net, and oh no, and that one, that one was a little louder. Did everyone around me hear that? They might have! And here's an idea of the change of pace. Sheldon Keefe, he was very animated on the bench, but he would usually save his anger for the officials. He would lose it. He would turn purple screaming at the officials. Berube yelled at his team. Keefe wouldn't do that. This was a classic Keefe timeout, and I thought that while I was watching it. I'm like, the Leafs are still up 3, and he's taking a timeout. But so many times over his tenure, Keefe would call a timeout, and he'd be like, all right, boys, let's take a breath. Hey, and he had the reassuring, like, fatherly hand gestures, and everything is going to be fine. No, not Craig! Camera right on him, and you could lip read. A lot of F words. Pretty sure he said, let's hunt! Which, just really underrated hockey saying, and just real good when said properly. And according to Tic Tac Tomar, who is just hockey Twitter's gift to us all, he said, let's go to work, gain the offensive zone, and go to effing work! Let's wake the F up! Except he didn't say the F. He said the F. And I don't know. I don't know what it is about that moment. Got to talk to my therapist about that one. But when he said, let's wake the F up, I woke the F up. What would you do if Berube was yelling at you like he yelled at the bench on that timeout? Not say a whole lot. I'd get very quiet. I would do what he says, like to a T. Probably have an argument with him through my windshield, like on the way home. Once I get home, YouTube a bunch of his videos of him like fighting in the NHL. Forget about all the things that I wanted to say to him because he yelled at me. And as I looked up at the ceiling, I'd be like, oh, we won 6-2. I guess the short answer is whatever the hell he told me to do. Because, I don't know if you guys have been watching the game so far, whatever Craig Berube wants the team to do, seems to be working. And the team did wake the F up. They went to work. They got a power play because of the work. Matthews finds Tavares in front, and the chip over Phoenix Copley. Cheeky. So the Leafs get another goal. They don't allow another one, and whoa, that is how you win a game. That's how you win a game. Why were we worried? Why was there ever a timeout? Don't you feel silly? Don't you feel dumb? I do. They were up 5-0 at the beginning of the third. Why would you ever think that they would blow that? What's that? An alarming amount of you have actually seen the Leafs blow a 5-0 lead in the third period in your lifetime? Yeah, well, you're not supposed to. And they didn't. Because why would you? A 6-2 victory is a perfectly reasonable outcome for a game where you were up 5-0. And I don't know if reasonable is better for YouTube viewership, but it sure makes me feel better. It's the old ticker rate down questions. From producer Nick, can you describe how you feel about Craig Berube after that win, but only in interpretive dance? I could, yes. Anyway, should they replace the belt with an amulet? Okay, so thousands of people watch these LFRs, and not all of them are on hockey Twitter. And I'm just trying to think of how to explain to someone who's not as chronically online as I am the John Tavares amulet thing. How it involves Russell Brand, and then you go, oh, the guy from Get Him to the Greek, and you go, oh no, he hasn't been that guy for a while. Can I read more about this one before? No, keep the belt. Keep the belt! When am I allowed to be excited about this team? Can feel the hope coming back, even though I promised myself never again. No one's gonna hold you to that. Not even yourself. Listen, there's 82 games. That's so many games! And they're only 4 games in, but I tell you what, they look pretty good in those 4 games, man. After that one, and I tell you what, the passion levels, they're rising. You can feel it. It's palpable. It's in the air. In the same way that once it gets to a certain time of year, you can smell snow on the air. I don't know how, but you can. You can smell the passion. Whoever your favorite team is, get your hopes up. If it's the Leafs, do so at your own risk, but do it anyway. You've been doing it all this time. What are you going to do, back out now? You know what? I have a question for you, and it's a question that I was asked. Dustin asks, are you in? I have to say, against my better judgment, oh yeah, buddy, I'm in. Now, lastly, I have a book. It's out. There it is. There it is. Hockey Rants and Raves. And I'm going on a book tour. That means I'm going to places, and I'm signing books. And I can maybe even put your name in it, to George. Love me. And my name. As I was driving to the book signing that I did yesterday in Newmarket, Ontario, I was like, I don't think I talked about this enough. I'm not going to make that mistake again. So, here's what I got coming up. October 21st, I'm going to be at the Hockey Hall of Fame. with Matt Sundin. We're going to have both our books there, both our books on sale, and we're going to talk on stage for an hour. That event is sold out. Why would you tell me about it if I can't have it? There. We have a live podcast event with the Oshawa Generals on October 27th for their game against the Peterborough Petes. We're going to put a link in the description to get tickets to that. We don't have a bookseller for the event yet, but we're working on it. November 3rd, Indigo, North London, London, Ontario, 2 p.m. November 10th, Chapters Ajax, 90 Kingston Road, Ajax, Ontario, 2 p.m. November 14th, Kitchener Public Library, Kitchener, Ontario, in conversation with Craig Custance. I believe Adam Wilde is going to be there as well. 7 p.m. That is a ticketed event. Link in the description. November 16th, Indigo Yorkdale. That is 3401 Dufferin Street, Toronto, Ontario. 2 p.m. These next two are big ones. I didn't think we were going to be able to pull it off, but here we are. November 22nd, Indigo Halifax. Halifax, New Nova Scotia. I put Ontario. No, not Halifax, Ontario. Halifax, Nova Scotia, 7 p.m. Atlantic. Followed by the next day, Chapters Dartmouth. That's 41 Micmac Boulevard in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, 2 p.m. Atlantic. November 30th, Indigo Toronto Eaton Centre, Toronto, Ontario, 2 p.m. December 1st, Chapters Barrie, 33 Mapleview Drive, Barrie, Ontario, 2 p.m. And the last one that we have confirmed, there may still be more, December 3rd, Indigo Spirit, First Canadian Place. It's basically like right next to the Hockey Hall of Fame. That is going to be at noon. I'll make a graphic at some point. I'll ask Justin to make a graphic. I don't know how to make graphics well, but I hope to see you. And if you want to just pick up a signed book, there's actually a bunch. I've signed like 500. I went to the Indigo at the Eaton Center and I signed all their stock. That was, they should have like 200 copies that are signed by me if you're ever around the Eaton Center. The Indigo or Chapters that's at Bay and Bloor, I signed all of their stock as well. And the Chapters in Ajax, because it's just around the corner, signed all their stock as well. That's over 100 copies as well. I'm trying to move this thing! If you've already bought it, you've already read it, or listened to it, because the audiobook is read by yours truly. I'm already partway through it because I am that vain. Thank you very much. I hope you're liking it. For now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. No, those are not the only dates. Yes, I will go west of Yonge Street. I'm trying to move this thing. Busy bee.